Howdy, howdy, fellas. Welcome to this World of Warships Legends in our naked AL New Jersey today. Oh, did I say match? World of Warships Legends match. I think I just... You know what I mean. I always wondered why people were like so emphatic on saying the name of the game, and now I see that YouTube does the like auto-recognize AI thing and just puts it in the thing. So yeah, so that's part of the reason why. Anyway, we've got an AL New Jersey match here today. He's naked. He doesn't actually have the camo off. I just have the AL stuff turned off because their voices drive me nuts. And switching it every time, I just turn it all off. Whatever, he's naked. Here's my build. I've got AA, slot 1, prop mod, slot 2, concealment, artillery plotting room, pretty standard. AL New Jersey, AL Colorado, Cunningham. I just switched off Arthas. I was talking to someone about that. You know, they changed the way the fighters work. It's not a big deal, but it nerfed it just enough, and it honestly kind of felt unfair when it would work and frustrating when it wouldn't, so I just went back to Cunningham for this. Specs, got the reload and the stats and the whatever. Traverse is enough without turret mod slot 1. You might do that as well, but I like AA. Keep it up. You run into enough carriers at tier 7. That rudder shift, one of the reasons I actually like AL New Jersey, which I think is underrated, doesn't mess up your rudder. Here's my stats. Cursed ship. It was a losing record, literally until this week. I don't know. I don't think I'm bad with the ship, but, you know, whatever. It happens sometimes. Same as my Bismarck and... What? Oh, I've got a Napoli video that I just haven't gotten out yet, where I got a great game in that too, and my Napoli was like 15% at one point, so, you know, it happens to the best of us and the worst of us. Not that I'm either of those things, but it happens, so... Here we are, AL New Jersey, hashtag weak flank all the time. We've got a triple battleship division on the red team in the middle, and they are all headed this way. You know, triple battleship divisions, you see it every time you see it. I will say it occasionally works and it's fine, but it is really not a thing I would recommend running. Like, you're putting yourself at the mercy of the team. You are almost guaranteeing that your flank doesn't have spotting. You know, in most of the... I actually saw a post on Reddit where someone actually went through and did all the legwork to see how often they spawn middle, and it was about 80%, which exactly lines up with kind of what I've noticed on my own, casually trying to pay attention to it. So you do a triple battleship division, you're going to be in the middle of the map with no spotting. It's like, don't do that to yourselves. But anyway, we start off, mediocre salvo on the King George, mediocre salvo on the New Orleans, and I'm like, oh no, is this going to be one of those matches? But, you know, just you wait, things pick up. About positioning, I saw the Talon going in on the island. I generally like his positioning there. That's a decent place for the Talon. The Talon likes to be far out. It has great long-range shell ballistics, but it can also kind of do that brawling stuff closer in. The guns are ferocious. It still does have torpedoes. The armor's not amazing, but it's good enough for a tier 6 cruiser as long as you don't, you know, get too sloppy. So that's not a bad place to be, and so I was kind of trying to play this further angle so we could get some separation. Ships would have to choose between us, but once I saw the entire red division from the middle coming in, I know I need to minimize what ships I'm taking fire from, otherwise they're just going to wear me down. They could all shoot HE at me and burn me down, so I just don't want to be in constant contact and combat with all, 6 of these ships, actually including the carrier, so... Hashtag always the weak flank. Not necessarily. Looks like our B flank is kind of coming this way as well, but for the first part of this match, I'm the only ship that's really over here getting shot at by quite a few ships at this point. So I'm kind of backing up, kind of trying to use that island for cover as those ships, that triple division, comes in from B, trying to get out of the New Orleans range, but he had quite a long range and was doing a decent job hitting me. Got that double fire here. I noticed the Gagaro is like, I don't know, AFK, brain AFK. Why isn't he in B? We know the splits at C. We know their whole division left B. Just cap B. If you're a destroyer player and you end up in his position, just cap B and then go do anything else. If he had capped B, pushed through the back, and torpedoed those guys from the back, he could have had an amazing game. Instead, he's sitting on this side behind the island, not in the cap, doing nothing. It's just like, dude, come on. But as I always say, you cannot change what your team does. You can only change what you do. So you saw us on the mic, basically saying the same thing. It's like, dude, you have got a free cap. The worst thing he could do in that position is wait until the split is done at C, go into B, and then get sunk by the split. But our Mines takes the split out at the cost of his own ship, but will honor your sacrifice, dude. Like, it was worth it. If the split was alive in this game, I don't think this is a win. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so and then I got distracted with the Kagero and that whole thing, hypotheticals. Take out the New Orleans, Dev Strike, finally hit the Citadel. The grouping on that is tight. I'm liking this a lot better with, Cunningham. You know, the AL New Jersey has, I believe, 1.9 Sigma, and I think the buff from Cunningham really just bumps that up to be a lot more accurate than it was. That salvo is, though, like, what? He's not moving. I even aimed up a little bit, and everything landed, like, short. Come on. But anyway, oh yeah, and then he chunks me back for, like, 12k? Ow! How is that fair? Yeah, good shot, North Carolina. What am I talking? This game, the positioning, always alone. We've got our whole team is kind of like milling around behind me. I'm still really the only one that's taking most of these shots. I think they might be able to get. I think there are 3 Nagatos on our team, and so I think the one that's closest to me is probably in range, but the one that's closer to the island, I don't think any of those ships can shoot him. So we're all just tanking all this junk coming in. Oh, he switches to HE, fine, which is a little surprising after that. You know, he hit me pretty hard. I'm surprised he didn't try the AP again. But we've got the spotter plane, observation plane, and kaboom, man! That's 3rd Dev Strike on battleships that I've gotten recently with a battleship that maybe I finally figured it out. Oh, that's kind of unfair. North Carolina's got it's not the worst armor scheme for a tier 6 battleship, but it's not amazing. I like the North Carolina. It is a good ship. It's got troll accuracy, but it's got good guns, and the armor's good enough unless you do that. Yeah. So we're kind of pushing in. I see we have scared off the ships on this side. Now it's time to move in. The Kagera still has a Cat B. He traded all of his health to like come around to the backside. This is one of those games where there's too much going on. I can't even tell everything that's going on. The Kagera traded like all of his health to come in and torp the backs of the battleships. I don't even know if he hit anything. Maybe he got some hits on that Connecticut, but it's just like, dude, come on! What are you doing? Yes, we've already got 3 kills and 150,000 damage, and it still feels like, I don't know, is this game gonna be a loss? It feels like it's 1v, 9 at this point. Yeah, but actually, no, 2v9, because that Mines did a great job getting the split. It was a risky play. The split easily could have got out of there. The Mines was super deep, could have gotten sunk, but he got it, so I'll take it. Here I'm just really trying to sneak the shots over the leg at that hipper since I don't have anything else to shoot at for a second, and earned 1 overpin for 300 damage. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you take what you can get. So we've got this cap, we've got our 2 friendly Nagatos sailing behind us. Oh, I know the thing that I was going to say. In my build, I've got the on second thought for the 5% reload and shell swap instead of the, I think it's like firefighter or something, the other skill in the 3rd row slot. Since I'm running a full rank fight fire with fire, and since they've changed the carrier spotting mechanic, I just don't find myself on fire as much as I used to. When the carriers could spot for everything, just all the time there was some light cruiser somewhere on the map that had a shot at you and was just like plinking you every now and then. You would just be on fire all the time. I just don't find that's the case in my matches. That 3rd row slot, I could easily go either way. But I've got the on second thought, somewhat just for funsies, max damage, max everything, let's go. But also, yeah, just really most matches, me burning down, because I don't have that skill isn't the thing that costs me. But it's totally valid skill, and survivability is always nice on battleships. I just haven't chosen it on this build. Miss out the kill on Connecticut there. They've got that recessed Citadel. I was hoping I could sneak it in at this range, but I'm not even sure if it's possible. Oh shoot! You know what? Speaking of that, hold on. Again, too many things. I left out a clip. I'm gonna need to go put that in before I finish this commentary. Be right back. Be right back. All right. I'm back. There's no time for you guys, but you just get a stream of consciousness commentary here. You know, I feel like I imagine there's some people that have. I was like, that was mine. Whatever. The Kagero did something great. Anyway, stream of consciousness commentary. I have like an idea of what I want to talk about, but I don't have a script or anything. Like, this isn't that serious. You guys don't care, right? But I do have a few things that I think the video exemplifies. Some of it is just like, yeah, this is a baller game. It did really well. So let's put it out there for the world to see, and so I can just go back and watch it every now and then when I'm having a bad day. But you know, the Kagero is like, dude, you had so many chances to pick up, like, easy points and experience and credits and whatever for yourself, you know. Cat B early. Cat B right now. Torpedo the battleships after you Cat B. Cap C. Like, there's just so many ways he easily picks up points for himself. I mean, and I think it's twofold. The game is a team game, so you might as well play to win, but it's also like, yeah, it's your game, so play for yourself. If you're leaving points, experience, whatever on the table, like, you know, don't do that. Get the free points. So we pick up the clear skies. I'm just sailing this way. You know, at this point, it's 2v5. We should have all three caps. The carrier probably couldn't have gone into C because the Bismarck's heading over there. But the Kagero could have easily Cat B, like, at any point in the game, except when the Hipper was literally in there, but he wasn't in there that long. And then he could easily Cap C here. I've got the carrier spotted. But yeah, because kind of these both happen at the same time. So I'm shooting the Enterprise. This has happened to me before, and I knew this was a thing, and it's just the shatters. It's got a torp belt, and then I'm going to show you guys what the armor profile of the Enterprise is. And this is nuts. Oh, and I also looked up the speed of the Enterprise. It's literally faster than the Iowa. So here's the Enterprise. That's a 40mm armor belt that covers like the whole side. And then it's got like a little citadel inside. And it's, I think, 32.5 knots. They don't get speed flags. So yeah, 32.5 knots, which the New Jersey, we looked at it, but I don't remember. It's like 30.9. It's literally faster than I am. This is one of the things that does bother me a little bit about carriers. You know, I don't hate carriers as much as other people, and they are weak when they get caught. But like, this armor on the Enterprise is a little ridiculous to me. Like, come on. I caught him. He sat there waiting, doing nothing. You know, I don't even know where to shoot this guy. It may be able to sneak in through the butt and at least get full pins. But that armor belt is big and thick. And then, you know, the Citadel is actually well armored too. Not much of it is overmatchable. There's like the underwater bit on the back that you can overmatch, but it's all you know, it's all bouncy stuff. So like an angled Enterprise running away is kind of shockingly, and I think unreasonably tanky. I really think if a carrier gets caught, like, he should pay for it. That should be their thing. They do not have to put their ship in harm's way for the majority of the battle, and if they end up in a situation where they get caught, I think it should be really hard for them to get out. But that's my thoughts. This is not, never intend this to be like a carrier bashing channel. They do annoy me for a lot of the same reasons that they annoy everybody else, but they're in the game. It is what it is. It's fine. 6 in the stern, you saw it do that little aim back just a little bit to try to make sure they're in the flatter part of the ship, so they don't get bounces. Thought I was going to get it yoinked, but everybody else missed. So I think I got either the fire set by the secondaries picked that up for the Kraken. Again, to point out, oh yeah, the one of the Nagatos went down to secondaries of the Kansas on the other side of the map, like on that part of the map that I really don't like going to unless there's a real reason to, on the other side of C. Oh yeah, and then the points were very even. I thought I might go down to the Bismarck. I got the double fire. If he had gotten a little bit lucky with the fires, he might have taken me out. And then I'm like, man, I actually just don't know that our ships can handle this. If I don't sink the Bismarck, I don't know that the rest of the team's going to. The Kagero didn't cap anything. Like, is this really going to be a loss where like a Kraken loss with 230,000 damage? Is the Kagero going to steal my 6? No, I got it. I honestly thought that that game might go in as a loss there for, you know, about 30 seconds, but we did it! We're good with New Jersey! Hooray! Not terrible.